This is Courtney. Welcome to my channel. I talk about different parenting topics. I'm a first-time mom to one precious little boy named Noah. He's currently about 6 weeks old, and I'm going to be telling you about how we finally got him to sleep and about our big sleep breakthrough. So I'm going to start by telling you where we were before this happened. So the first week of his life, David and I probably slept a total of 10 hours. Noah was cluster feeding throughout the night, and he was eating about every hour to hour and a half. And I was also going through engorgement, so I was having to use the warm compresses and then feed him, and then hand express, and then ice afterwards. And so it's basically a continual cycle of feeding, and I think that set him up to need to nurse really frequently. And so fast forward, David had to go back to work, and so we were trying to do everything in our power to get him to sleep better at night and try and stay awake during the day. So at night we were leaving the lights dim, we were trying not to stimulate him, and we changed his diaper and fed him. And then during the day we would leave all the windows open, and we would try and talk around him and basically just teach him to sleep wherever. And at about 3.5 weeks old, he was waking up at 9, 12, 3, and 6 every single night. And then he was also usually eating around 1 or a feeding at 4 in addition to those feedings. And that 3 o'clock feeding, he didn't just nurse and go back to sleep, he would stay awake. And I specifically remember right before we started what we're doing now, one night I stayed up with him for 2 hours trying to console him and trying to get him to go back to sleep, and I was so frustrated with him. And David and I had gotten so frustrated with each other on other occasions, and it just really hit me, this is not working for our family. I'm not able to be the kind of mother or wife or anything that I want to be when I'm this exhausted. And so I heard about Moms on Call, and I found the schedule online, and it looked amazing because even during the day I was always afraid to take a shower or cook myself something to eat because he might wake up, and then what was I going to do? And so I tried to do that schedule the first day, and that night he had a 4-hour stretch of sleep, and that was the best he'd ever done. And so I told David about it, and the next day I bought the ebook. And that night he slept for 6.5 hours straight, and we were amazed. So this is what made the difference for him. Basically getting him a routine that he can know what is supposed to happen next, and kind of give him a pattern, and then giving him sleep cues so he knows when it's time to go to sleep. So his sleep cues are white noise. We use a free app, it's called Baby Noise. He likes the fan one. And then we swaddle him in a Swaddle Me Swaddle. We close his curtains. They're not true blackout curtains, but they just kind of filter the light and make it softer in his room. And then we lay him down in his crib. And that's what we do during the day. And then at night we lay him in his pack and play, and obviously keep all the lights out. So those cues are really helpful, and then just giving him a schedule, because even without me waking him up, he kind of wakes up around those times or gets hungry around those times. So I just want to have a little bit of a disclaimer. I know there's a whole lot of controversy about sleep training. I have my own kind of mixed feelings about it because I don't really like the idea of letting him cry it out, but I also understand how important sleep is for him and for us. So this is where I came down on it. I'm not perfect. I don't follow his schedule every single day because we have doctor's appointments, we have to go to church. Sometimes there's just things that we would like to do as a family, although I will say that I do, out of respect for him and out of respect for his schedule, try and minimize the times that we do have disruptions. And if we do have disruptions, I'll do it during his nap block and carry him in the carrier where he can sleep on me. But he's also a person, and I don't expect him to follow the schedule perfectly either because I can't even follow it perfectly. So if he wakes up 30 minutes early hungry, then I will feed him 30 minutes early, and that's just how it is. And then I'll just work to get him back on schedule as closely as possible. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you about our ideal day, but just realize that, you know, he's a person and I'm a person, and this doesn't always go exactly like this. And I think that that's good for your baby. I don't think you should expect them to be a robot. So, our day typically starts around 6 or 7. Noah will wake up and he'll have a feed. And after that feed, I'll change his diaper and lay him back down in his bed. And during that time, he'll sleep until about 9 o'clock. And during that time, I get my day started. So I'll have breakfast, I'll get dressed, I'll get a shower, get dressed, make the bed, and I do pump in the morning as well. That's like my best pump of the day. And then at 9 o'clock, he wakes up and we start his day. So I feed him. A lot of times I'll change his clothes. And then at 9:30, we'll have a playtime in his room. We'll listen to some music and he'll get some tummy time in. And then at 10, he goes back down for another nap and he'll stay asleep until 12. So during that time, I clean the house and have lunch. And then at 12, I will feed him, and then 12:30 we have another playtime with more tummy time and that whole thing. And then at 1 o'clock he goes back down for a nap, and he'll stay in that nap until 3. And that's the time that I call me time. And so if I want to take a nap, if I want to read a book, if I want to make a video like this, I'll do it during that time. And then at 3 o'clock, I'll get him up, I'll feed him, and we have playtime at 3:30, and then he's back down for a nap at 4. And David gets home around this time, and so from 4 to 5:30, we have some time with just the two of us. Then at 5:30, Noah's back up, and I'll feed him, and that's his dinner feed. And then we'll keep him awake, and he's kind of fussy during this time, so we don't always just like lay him on a play mat. Sometimes we'll just carry him around with us, and it's just kind of whatever, we'll keep him awake. And then at 6:30, we'll lay him down, and he'll sleep until 8 o'clock. And that's when we have dinner and get cleaned up from dinner and get set up for his bath. And then at 8 o'clock every single day, we give him a bath. And I think the bath has been very crucial because it lets him know that it's like almost bedtime. And so it really gets him wound down for the night, and I think it gets out that last little burst of energy that he needs before he can really go to sleep. And so we'll give him his bath, and then I'll do skin to skin with him, and I'll feed him, and then David and I kind of have our Devo during that time, and we'll sing some songs, read some scripture, and then have a prayer. And then after that, I get Noah dressed, swaddled, put his white noise on, and lay him to bed. And he's in bed by 9 o'clock at the latest. And then somewhere around 2 or 3 a.m. he'll wake up and have a middle of the night feed. And for that feed, I do unswaddle him, stop his white noise, feed him, then I'll change his diaper and reswaddle him, put his white noise back on, and then lay him down. And this schedule has made him such a happier baby. Before, he would cry so much. I think the two of us just didn't know what each other wanted, and I think we were both frustrated. And now we both know what to expect. We have a routine. He gets enough sleep, he gets enough food, and he also gets time to play. So I think this has been great for our family. My husband loves it. I think he loves it. So just let me know if you have any questions, and if you are running low on sleep, I would recommend getting Moms on Call, and you can adapt it for your family the way we have for ours. All right, thank you.